This, dear friends, is Marmite. It's a national institution here in the United Kingdom. Around the world, people use it to tarmac roads, but we put it on our breakfast toast. But it's very divisive. You either love it or you hate it. In fact, Marmite has come to mean in the UK something you either love or you loathe. This jacket is the most divisive jacket in Daniel Craig's tenure as James Bond. Is it going to be the Marmite from Matera? Welcome friends, welcome one and all. Blair Ballard here for the Bon Vivant. I hope you're all in fine form. We're here today to talk about this jacket, but first of all, I'd like to talk about Britain. Now, aside from giving you the world's greatest secret agent, there are certain things that we Brits do really rather well. Yes, when it comes to history and tradition, pomp and ceremony, well, we Brits are at the head of the pack. We have the royal family, God bless her. We have some exceptionally old castles, some very old rocks. We even have old castles on old rocks. When it comes to culture, we gave the world the works of Shakespeare, Wordsworth, Shelley and Keats. And when it comes to the world of luxury, well, you have the finest tailors on Savile Row, you have the finest hat makers, shirt makers and shoemakers on St James's. But our story begins with the world of luxury on four wheels. Now, I've always been a complete car nut. I'm not just talking about the new Defender that features in No Time to Die. I'm talking about Rolls-Royce and Aston Martin and Bentley, luxury that's got Britain stamped all over it. But what do they have in common? Well, apart from having thick Wilton carpets that you can sink into, they also used Connolly leather interiors. So, who are Connolly? Well, here's a bit of history. The Connolly story begins way back in London in 1878 when two brothers, Samuel and John Connolly, set up a shoe repair business that swiftly developed into making saddles and shoes in its own right. Their highly finished leather was highly prized and soon was being used in luxury travel on ships like the Queen Mary, the Queen Elizabeth and the QE2. Its leather was used for the benches in the House of Commons and also in the House of Lords. It was used in the coronation state coaches used even today by the royal family. Spitfires during the war, you had Connolly leather seats and the pilots wore leather caps made by Connolly leather. The Concorde, when it was in action, used Connolly for its seats. But it was the use of Connolly leather in the luxury car industry that made it most famous. It was used in Jaguars and Rolls-Royces, Bentleys, Aston Martins, even Ferrari and Maserati used it for their leather. It graced the seats of Literary Bond's Battleship Grey Burke and Blower Bentley, and for Connery's Aston Martin DB5 and also for Dalton's V8 Vantage. Even Roger Moore's Lotus Esprit Turbo used it. But how does this all tie in with our jacket? Well, first, a warning. Now, if you've been ultra cautious, avoiding all spoilers and trailers, skip forward to this part of the video. Are you still with us? Right. Well, this jacket we first saw when a few sneak backstage paparazzi shots were leaked onto the net, and then we saw it again in the trailer. Now, Daniel Craig is obviously in a very good place. He's retired, he's relaxed, he's in comfort mode. He's with a lady, the love of his life. He's dressed down. This jacket represents that part of his life. He's comfortable. That's what this jacket is. It's comfortable. It's a jacket to travel in and to relax. That was the cue for the Bond super sleuths to get to work and track down where the jacket had come from. And it duly was, to a style vlog called Permanent Style, run by a guy called Simon Crompton. He'd done a review of it back in 2019, wearing the same jacket, gave it glowing reviews. It was made by Connolly. Connolly, as in Connolly leather? Yes, that Connolly. Now, Connolly Leather shut up shop a while back, but Connolly relaunched back in October 2016 and opened a wonderful little townhouse, 18th century townhouse, just around the corner from Conduit Street on Clifford Street in Mayfair. Now, their collection these days is inspired by classic motor racing and the heritage and British know-how that comes with it. Now, unfortunately for us, this jacket belonged to last season's collection and was no longer being produced. But Connolly did something rather remarkable and said, you know what? We will make a limited run of 150 new jackets with the same material to tie in with the launch of No Time to Die. And so Connolly duly sent out sizing charts and measurements were taken, but people were a bit confused. Yes, it's a 50s style bomber jacket, and so it's very short and cropped, and that's deliberate. But if you've got broad shoulders or a long torso, you had to size up, and I really wasn't sure which size to go for, so I reached out to Simon Crompton from the Permanent Style vlog, who'd got the ball rolling in the first place with the photos he posted of the jacket on his site. I wanted to find out which size he'd taken for the photos. Now, Simon didn't get back to me, well, at least not initially. So I reached out to Maximus, who was the main man regarding the Bond jacket at the Connolly store on Clifford Street in Mayfair. He was brilliant, took all my measurements, my posture, and he said, yes, the medium is the one you want to go for. So I duly did it. Again, my measurements are a 40-inch chest, a 31-inch waist. I think you'll agree, it fits absolutely perfectly. Now let's take the jacket inside for a closer look, shall we? So let's have a look at the details then. First of all, the collar. It's got a Revere collar. It's a bit like the camp collar you find on the shirts worn by Sean Connery in Thunderball. It's a very 50s feel to the whole jacket, in fact. That's why it's so short and has the very, very sort of comfortable fit, which would be very suitable to wear in Matera on those balmy summer evenings. It's 59% linen, 41% cotton, so it really does breathe, so you can wear it outside in the sunshine without getting overheated. Now, as we pan down the jacket, here are the telltale drawstrings that were a real signifier for the Bond Super Sleuths to track this jacket down. They're great for if you want to tighten the jacket up to make it more like a bomber jacket, or you can loosen it off and make it more like a blouson, so it really does give you some versatility there. Here are the bellows pockets, another key feature of the jacket. The buttons are really nicely inscribed with the Connolly name. It makes it look a bit like a chore jacket, but has a really nice airy feel to it. You can see there's a lot of movement here. I'm wearing the medium, and it's got a lot of space there for the air to circulate, so it keeps it nice and cool on a summer's afternoon. Now, all of this fine Italian linen and bespoke British craftsmanship comes at a premium, so what happens if you like the look of the jacket but don't necessarily have the pockets to buy one? Well, for that, dear friends, you need to look under the mango tree. So here's the much vaunted mango jacket suggested by John from Iconic Alternatives as being a great substitute for the Connolly original. It's from Mango, it's 55% linen, 45% cotton. It's got a few details slightly off. Obviously the collars are a normal shirt collar as opposed to the Revere collar on the Connolly. The colour is a flat navy as opposed to the woven fabric used on the original as well, but it's got the same sort of 50s vibe to it. Now, as we pan down the jacket, obviously the arms are a bit on the long side. I can have those taken up. It's got an elasticated band in place of the drawstrings on the original Connolly. The bellows pockets are intact, but they've got a flap over the actual button itself, which could be easily rectified with a small incision by your tailor. But otherwise, it's pretty good down here. Now, the Mango jacket has one big thing going for it. Or maybe that should be little thing, because you see, the Connolly jacket retails north of £400, which is a big chunk of change in anyone's book, but you are paying for the limited run, the fabric woven in Italy, and the British styling. The Mango jacket, by contrast, well, in store that was £70 approximately, but then it went to outlet and then it went into the sale. I picked this one up for £9.99p, which is just silly, really. So if you want the No Time to Die vibe, but haven't got the deep pockets necessary to go for one of the originals, this makes an absolutely blinding alternative. Now that could be the end of the story, but there's one more twist to this tale. Watch on, dear friends. You see, once I'd taken delivery of my jacket from Connolly, I received an email from Simon Crompton. Remember him from Permanent Style, who'd featured the jacket on his vlog last year and had got the whole ball rolling in the first place. Now, he said he had his original jacket in storage, but would I be interested in acquiring it? I said, absolutely. And here it is. Now, this jacket was from the original run back in 2019 and has a few very distinctive differences to the rerun jacket. The buttons being the most significant because these buttons aren't available anymore. The drawstrings as well are a lighter electric blue, but The point is, this is the only screen accurate jacket that I know of out in the wild, which makes it very rare indeed. Now I get this jacket isn't for everybody. It's a very polarizing jacket. It's very Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. Now I personally love it. It's great for throwing on over a Henley or a t-shirt to take the edge off as the night starts drawing in, or to put on for a wander out on a summer's afternoon. It's that light and airy, you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when the next video drops. But for now, it's been Blair Ballard for the Bon Vivant, bidding you a very Bond farewell. Stay safe, friends.